Hi all, in this video we will be creating one real world banking system using Spring Boot 3, JPA, MySQL and Postman. So what we will achieve in this video? So we will be following the standard project structures to create controller, entity, mapper, repository, request response classes, service classes, and we will use the standard properties file, and we will also follow the standard development lifecycle to create this API. So there are 7 API will be created in this video. One is to create an account, so we'll pass the custom request, on that response will become. The second API is that we'll be creating one get API to get the account details. Then third API will be creating the get API to get all the account details. Then we'll withdraw money from an account, so that's the withdraw API. Then we'll be creating one deposit API to deposit money. Then we'll be creating one transfer API so that we can transfer money from home account to account. And lastly we'll be creating one delete API to delete our account successfully. So in the video descriptions I have provided the GitHub link, and you can go through this and you can clone this, and or else you can start implementing along with me. Meanwhile, if you face any issues, you can ask on the comment section. So I'll be describing each and every step one by one, and in the meantime if you face any issue, please comment your issue on the comment sections. So let's get started. So here in Deep Developer YouTube channel, I make videos on Spring Boot, Java, microservices, API development and many other Java related concepts. So I will suggest you please subscribe to the channel, and if you have any issue, meanwhile you can ask in the comment section. So let's get started. So first go to Spring Initializr website to create a project. So go to start.spring.io. So I'll be using Java as an language, Maven as an build type, and I'll be using 3.5.0, and group ID I will be make as com.deepdeveloper, and artifact ID I will be named as just bank, and descriptions like a demo project for Spring Boot to work with banking application, and package name I will keep as like com.deepdeveloper.bank. Packaging type jar, Java version you can use 17 or more than that. And as we'll be creating web applications, and we'll be creating different REST API as I shown in earlier screenshot. So we'll be first adding the Spring Web dependency, as it will provide by default Apache Tomcat server as well. Now as we'll be storing the data on the database, so that so we need MySQL driver to connect with MySQL with our Spring Boot applications. Now we'll be using inbuilt functionality of the JPA to save or fetch data from the table. And now we'll be using Lombok dependency to reduce boilerplate code, so that we no need to explicitly do the implementations for getter and setter method of the fields. This will take care of that. So you can generate this project and open in the IntelliJ. I already generated this and I have opened on the IntelliJ. Let me show you. So this is the project. So let me show you in that pom.xml file. So we have added on that JPA dependency, web dependency, MySQL connector and Lombok. By default this test dependency will be automatically added by the Spring. Now we will go to this Spring application.properties file. I will be writing properties or the key values pair to connect these applications with the MySQL Workbench or the MySQL server. For that we will be using Spring dot data source data source dot URL. So we will mention the JDBC URL here, or the JDBC colon MySQL colon / localhost. It is running on my local machine, so that's a localhost on 3306 port, and will be mention the DB name as the bank DB. I have mentioned it. Then we need to do write the username password to connect with this bank DB. So for that I'll use spring.dataSource.username. Here it is automatically coming. So my username is root. The spring.dataSource password is also root in my case. And also we want to make the table creation automatically by the Spring Boot. We will not manually do the query to create the table. So for that we have like spring.jpa.hibernate ddl auto, and we can use update. So if there is no table is there, it will be created the table class having @entity annotations. Okay, and if we changes anything to the tables, it will just update the table. So these properties files are being done. So we will close this as well. Now this banking application we need to write. Before that, let's go to the MySQL and create this bank DB. So there is MySQL Workbench. So here I don't have any bank DB database, so I'll be using create database bank DB, and I will use it. So if we refresh it, just let me refresh it. So bank DB is there. As of now there is no tables. So see that there is no tables is there, so it is not required. So we have created this. Now as I shown in the earlier screenshot, so we'll be creating some kind of structures. Before that, let me show the first API that will be create. So in the Postman, the first API will be created to add an account. So we'll be first pass this kind of details, and this particular response will be come. So this response we need to store in the database. For that we need to first create one entity class. So let me create the entity class, but as I said, we will be follow the standard project structures. So for that I will be creating first like one packages. I'll be mention as entity entity. Then within this entity class entity package, I will be creating one class called account. So account class I have been created. So this account class, what are the fields we will be having? So we want to store like account ID. So account class will be having account ID or the account number. Then we will be having account holder name, means the person whose account is belongs to. Then we will be having the balance, like amount that is present on the account. So let's create it. So private, I will be make this type as integer, integer. So account number, then private. So all this code are already there in the GitHub. I already provided the GitHub link on the description section. I will suggest to code along with me, and meanwhile if you face any issue, you can ask in the comment section, and if you want to know more details about any of the things or the annotation that I will be writing, you can mention that on the comment section. And if you are liking the video, then you can just subscribe to the channel and like the video. So we can mention account holder name, and the third argument I will be writing as long balance, BLANC. Okay, so these three argument is already there, and I want to make this account as an entity, means this will be a table name. For that I will be writing using entity annotation, entity annotation. It is coming from jakarta.persistence.entity, and if I want to specifically mention that entity name, means table name, so I can use table annotation. If I do control and space, then the name option is coming, then I will mention is an account as a name. Okay, so now this is created. Now we want to generate the getter and setter for everything. So for that we can use getter. It will be coming from Lombok, setter setter, and for all argument constructor we will use all argument constructor, and no argument constructor. So this part is already done. Before that, this account is created, table is created, but every table should have some primary key, right? So I want this account number to be primary key. So for that I will be using @ID and I should use like a generated type, means how this ID will be generated value I will be using, and there is some strategy option is there. So strategy, and if you do control space, it will automatically suggestion come. So you can mention this generation type as identity, and if you want to specifically mention that columns, you can use other column annotations, and the top of this every attributes. So I don't want to mention like it will be automatically column will be like account underscore holder underscore name. It will be some created something like that. Now account is created, fine. Now we need to have some repository layer, right? So that this account will be connected to the database, and whatever the object we will be passing, that will be connected to the database automatically. So for that we will be creating one package called repository, and in this repository I will create one class called account repository, repository account repository. And this repository this is a repository class, so I will annotate with repository, and we'll use, as we are using JPA, right? So by default JPA provided different functions called save, to save the object to the database, and to fetch or the find all to get the details, or the delete. So to get use of that, we need to extend JPA repository interface. So JPA repository interface is there from data.jpa. If you see that Spring data.repository it is coming from, and it is accepting two argument. One is the table and their corresponding ID. So here in our case table is account, and the ID means the data type of the primary key. So here the data type of the primary key is integer, right? So here we have used data type is integer, right? And this interface, if we make this class, so it is mentioning like you need to class this either maybe declare abstract or implement the abstract. So we want to make this as an interface. So instead of class I will make it an interface. Now this is actually resolved. Now we'll remove this. Now repository class is there. So now we'll be having some kind of a service class, so that will interact with this repository class, right? And this repository class will be interact with the database. So let's create one new package called service, and we will be creating one class called account service. So as it's a service class, we will be creating annotation service. We will be using annotation service. As of now, we will not like write the methods like add methods, delete method, get method. We will be come across to that once we do the controller. So as of now, I'll just remove this. Both of this thing is not required. So now service is required. So there will be some kind of controller, right? Where all the API will be write, and that API will be interact with the service class, and the service class will be interact with the repository. So first create one controller package. Controller package. In this controller package, we'll be creating one class called account controller. Account controller is created. So this controller we can annotate it with a REST controller, and we can create one custom request mapping, and we can name it as an account. Because why we are doing this custom account? Because we want like every API which is started, So if we see that above API, whichever is started, it is started with account, right? Every API is started with /account /get, and then it is /get all. So we don't want to mention in every API the account explicitly. So we'll get directly write it as an parent object. So here account is first. Now that is almost like overall structure is done. Now first we will be creating one API, this add API. So we will be creating on this add API to add the data on the table or the database. So first create one add API. So for that add API should be mapped with some kind of functions. So as of now I should write public let's make it as a void as of now, add. Okay, so this will be on post API, or the post mapping. Will use post mapping, and we can pass this add as an URI, right? So here add as an URI and post mapping, it is there. Now it is accepting some kind of request. So it's actually like account holder name and the balance, right? So we'll be this to pass this some kind of request, we'll be creating one request object. So let's go to this package and create one request object. So before that we'll be creating one request package. Let me know if you are facing any issue, and if you are liking the video, please subscribe to the channel and like the video as well. So as we are passing some kind of object which contains only these two arguments, like account holder name and balance. So we'll be creating one class which contains only these two particular these two particular fields. So we can mention it as an class account request, right? And this account request, what are the methods it's have like account holder name, control Z, account holder name, and this balance. So account holder name we can do it as a private string, and balance it will be a long private long balance. Now let's create a getter setter for all these things. So previously we already used this all argument no argument constructor. I will copy this and I will paste it here. Now this all argument constructor, getter setter, everything will be generated for this account request. Now this account request will be close it, and account also will close. So this account request we are passing as an request body. So account request, it's a account request. Okay, now this is calling this account request. So upon the request there is some kind of service call is there. After that there is some response is coming, and this is a account response. This is not directly like account, we can think it like that, because in some case like account object may have like all the detail like Aadhaar card name, PAN card name. So those kind of details we don't want to display, we want to return like our customized response. For that, so instead of void we want like to return a customized response. So we can make it as an account response, and we will be creating this account response class. So we have created the request class, and we will go to this new package response class, response response package. On that we will be creating one class called account response. So this particular account response will be content. It will be contents like 3 fields. What will be copy this account number, account holder name, and the balance, right? So we'll copy it. So it is mostly like it is account. So I'll copy this from right. I'll show you also account response. See, it is balance, account holder name, and account number. Okay, we'll be remove this, and we'll be also writing the getter and setter for that. For writing this, we can directly copy this and paste it here, account response. Okay, so this account response we are getting, so we'll just import it. Account response we got, and before getting this account response, like this, to get this account response, there will be some logic should be written in the service class. Okay, so for example, I assume like service class already this logic is defined in a particular methods, and so we need to use this service class. So we'll be writing as creating object of service class first, account service, this auto add. We can use auto add to inject the values, inject the object. And for example, we are this service class is returning account response and account service dot save. For example, the save method is implemented and it is accepting on account request. Assume like this, save method is already implemented and it is returning some account response. And so once it is written, assume like it is already there and we have successfully returned the value. So and we want to return it, so we can directly use return and account response, right? We can directly use that, but that will be if we see like as a response, so it is 201 status, means it is a new record is created. So we want like customize response entity. So for that we will be using response entity. If you see response entity is accepting one type, one argument, it will be any type. So we will be using response entity and it will be an account response, type is account response. So here we will be directly returning new account response and account response object. If you like do control space, so you, not here, what I do, yeah, if you do control space or control space anywhere like in here, so it is be accepting like two arguments, the account response and this type of the HTTP status, and we can use HTTP status HTTP status dot, so it is a created. So now status one record will be created successfully. Let's create one same method on account surface. If you do hover over this, or if you go to this light icon, and so here you will be getting an option to create one method, like create a method save in the account service. So let's create it. So now here no error is given. Now account service, this service will be connecting with this account repository, right? So repository is already having the same method. If I go to this account repository is extending JPA repository. If I do control click on the JPA repository is calling the list CRUD repository, and list CRUD repository is calling CRUD repository, and here the same method is already there. So no need to create explicitly our custom query to save an entity on the database. So we can directly use it. So to use it, as it is already there in account repository, so we need to create an object of account repository. So we'll do private account repository, and this main name is account repository, and we can do auto add, and we need to import this account repository, import class. So we'll directly call this account repository repository dot same method is there. If you see, the same method is there and it is accepting one entity, and it will be returned that particular entity. So we'll be calling it save, and here if we do control space, it is accepting like account entity. So we will be using here account. account account, but there is no object of account. We have object of account request, but there is no object for account. So what will we do? We will be converting this account request to account object. So what this account object is? So just a minute, I will do account. So account. Okay, so for example, as I make it as a null, so we'll be doing some operation to return this account to account request. And if we see this particular same method, this same method is returning s, and it is accepting s as an entity, so it will be returning account only. So it will be a new account. Let's wait for a minute. Now we need to convert this account request to type account. So for converting any kind of request response kind of things, so we'll be creating one mapper class. We can mention it as an like packages mapper, and this mapper we can create one Java class called account mapper, CCOUNT account mapper. And I think you are getting why you are creating. Just let me write down the code, then you will get to know why I have created this account mapper. So I will be creating one public public static. So this particular we are expecting that it will be returning one new account, right? There we will write some kind of thing, so it will be accepting one account, returning one account, and there is some function is there, and it is accepting what it is expecting. It is expecting one account request will become, and after request we can return one account will be returned. It is something like that. Okay, now as it is returning one account, so we'll be first creating one account object, new account. In this account object, so we can set the account number, set the balance, and set the account holder name, but account name number is automatically generated. We'll do set account holder name. How it is coming? It is coming from account request dot get account holder name, and there is another thing is there, the balance, account dot set balance, and it is coming from request only, right? Request dot, are you getting or not? Like, let me explain you. So here what we will do, we will be writing the function to convert account request will be convert to, like, request will be convert to account type. So we can name the meaningful to account type. Okay, let me explain this particular things. Before that, I will go back to there, and here what we will be calling, we will be calling account mapper, and account mapper have one account request to account, and it will be having account request as an object. Let's make it clear. It is just nothing, just whatever the request we are passing, this request is converting to an account type, so that this same method is accepting only account type. Why only account type? Because in this repository we have mentioned that it is having only account type, so this account type will be, we need to mention. So it is just same as account, and here account type is converted. Now we have converted this account requested to account, that is fine. Now after saving, it is creating a new account, so it's a same as type as account, but it is expecting the account as an account response. So it is something like reverse of this. So we'll be creating another more functions. So instead of that, it is expecting that account response it will be returning. If you see the account response, it is returning and we have this account as an object, right? So it will be accepting one account as an object, ACCO account as an object, and it is converting account to account response. So it is be converting account to account response. So it will be converting to account response. So we have already account, so account response object we need to create. So create first account response object. So account response we have created, and we will be returning this account response, right? Now we need to set the value. So account response dot set account number, from where it is coming, account to get account number, account response dot set account holder name, account dot get account holder name, account response. Now need to set balance as well. So account dot get balance. Now this is sent, and here we will return what we will return. We will return one response. So account mapper dot ec, the account to account response, and it is expecting a new account object. So now if we go to this uses, where it is in controller. So where it is error account service, go to this account service. Okay, so here we need to end this statement as well. Now there is no error, so one use is in here. So now we have successfully created this add account. Will be tested it, will be create. Next, after this we have added the account. Next is we will be creating one get API to get get the details of an account. So we will be creating the get API now. So I guess you are not confused. So if you got confused, so I will suggest to go back forwards and just check that whatever I am explaining, it is go ahead with by step, not to be in a hurry. So now next API that we have added the account. So next API we will be creating on get API to get the particular account details. So here if we see, the get API is accepting only one argument, like 2, and in returns it is returning some account response. So first create one get method, and so that will be, and it is as it is returning some kind of response. Okay, so response is same as to the previous post method. So if you see, the response is same as previous post method. So what we will do, we will just first we will just copy this only, previous post method only we will copy it. So it is not a post mapping, as you see, it's the type is get. So instead of post mapping, we'll be writing as get mapping, as in get mapping, and the URI is get/2. So get, Control Z, Control C, get/2. What 2 is here, like account number, right? So from anywhere I will copy this account number. Okay, I will be closing other tab, just a minute, close other tab, account number, and this response is fine, and it is not an add, this is get, and we are not accepting any request body because here no body is there, but we are expecting one path variable. So for that I will remove this request body. I will mention that @path variables, and path variable I should map with account number, and account number is of integer type. So account number. Okay, and this is returning account response is fine, but it is not a same method. We will be using get method, and it is accepting one account number only. So I will copy it and paste it. So get method is not there. We will be go to this or hover over it and create one get method. So get method is created. So it is accepting one account number, and in returns it will be returning some response. So let's check whether this account repository is already, the get method is there or not. So if you see get, so get by reference ID is there, get by ID is there. So if you see that get method is there, but we will see like control space if we do. So here if you see that find by id is there, so and if you see it is returning on optional account. So let's use find by id, and it is accepting on id. So account number is that id. So now this is the optional object, right? So let's create an optional object, optional optional, and type is account. So account optional. So if optional means if that values is present, we will return. So to check that, if account optional dot is present, so it is returning. I'll just move it a little bit forward, or no, so I will keep it here only. If we see is present, if we do is control space, it's present, it is returning the boolean. So if the account is present, then it will be directly returning the value. Okay, but we cannot return the directly the value, because here we are passing as an account response, right? So we'll first get that account. So how will get account? So not a new account, it is just an account, fetched account. So account optional dot get is there. So if you see that get, it is returning on account. So it is returning that account, but this account we need to, account is returning, and this account we need to convert into the account response. So we'll just copy it. Previously we have converted now, and it is not a new account, it is copy and account response. Okay, so for the case if that particular account is not present, we have passed some invalid id. Okay, so that time we will just throw exception, throw new. So it is a runtime exception, and it is accepting one message. So we will do that account not found, account not found. It is clear and simple. Now we have created. If we go to this uses, and see there is no error. Now get mapping is done. Next we'll test it. Next we have like get all. It is same as the get mapping, but here the URI is different, and it is returning all that particular values. So go to this, copy the same, because it is the same thing. So we'll copy it, paste. So get, it is not that account, it is slash get, and if you see it is slash all. So slash all, and it is returning the list, right? So we'll be mentioning as an list of response. So it is a list of account response, and it is not a get, it is get all, and it is not accepting any argument. So I'll remove it, and as it is a list of account response, so we'll be just so in return it will be providing list, right? And we can mention as account response list. So we'll be updating it. Account response list is first. It is not get all, not get, it is a get all. It is not accepting any argument. So we'll be go to this get all, create on method. Okay, so create on method. So it will be returning like a list of account response, right? So it will be a what is the return? So list of account response, list of account response. So account response list, and here we are returning. We'll write the logic to get that account response list. So here account repository is there. So if we go to the account repository, if we do dot, then if we see there is a find all method is there. So it is converting, it is returning a list of accounts, which is this find all, right? And it is returning like list of account, but previously this list of account we should convert into list of account response, right? Account response. To do that we can use map. It's an I'm using the stream functions, so we can use like stream dot stream dot map. So here it is accepting one functions, so it is nothing, just the account that we are fetching. One account will be fetched one by one, and this account I will be converted to what, this account manager will be converted to account response. So nothing like that. Collect to list, collect collector, it is to set, not a to set, it is will be a to list. It is just a like stream API I have used, but you can directly do for loop and you can do the do that as well. So this also done. Get API is also, get all API is also done. Now next is that put API. So what is this put API? Put API is the withdraw, to withdraw the money. So we'll passing the account number and the amount. So let's create one put API. So before creating the put API, it is accepting on customize request, like just the account number and the amount. So previous customize request is different, it's account holder name and the balance. Now it is different. So let's create one custom class which will be accepting only account number and amount. Okay, so I'll be just copying this particular two fields. So it's a request, so we will go to this request class. Where is the request? Here is the request class. So we'll be creating one new Java class. So what we will be doing, we can mention this as amount request, right? Because that it is requesting that one amount as well as the account number, right? This two particular field is requested. So account number, we know it's a private integer, and amount also we know it's a long time, it will be a long type, private. So amount is a long type. Now here also we need getter, setter. So instead of that we can have directly data. If you see a data annotation, so it's directly it will be used like all the other annotations like getter, setters. Or let's to be more realistic, just I will be using this three annotation. Okay, now this request class is perfectly modified. Now let's go to this controller and create one put request. And why it is put request? Because we are updating that detail. So put request, it will be a withdraw. So I will go to this, I will copy this previous one. It's as it is looks like same as post mapping. I will copy it. So as it is not a post, it is an put mapping, and the URI is withdraw. And after withdrawing, what it is returning? It is returning one response, right? So response is fine, account response is fine, and it will be an withdraw, and it is not account request, it will be a amount request, right? So amount request object, instead of account request, it will be amount request, amount amount request, and we will be import this class. So this is fine, and it is we can create one withdraw functions. Account request is passed in the withdraw functions. So withdraw function is not created, so let's go and create this withdraw functions on the like service class. So what this particular withdraw functions will do, so it is withdrawing the money from the account, right? So before withdrawing, we need to check whether the account number that is passed, it is there or not. So if the account number is not present, then will directly return that account not found. Okay, so if that account is present, for example, if it is present, then we need to check the amount that is want to withdraw. is it that amount is present on as a bank balance or not. So we'll write the condition if the amount present is greater than the amount requested, so we will be returning that insufficient balance, else we will deduct it and update it. So first we need to check like whether the account is present or not. So for that we already have this particular code, so we will go, we paste here account option and it is the amount request. From the amount request we will get the account number. So if it is not present, we will check. If not present, then we will be directly returning the account ID not present, right? Account not present. And this is one condition. Next condition we will check that if the value that we fetch is or the requested value is greater than the amount that is present, then we will throw like insufficient balance. So for that first we will be fetch the account. So now we are sure like account is present, writing the if condition. If account get balance, we'll check the balance. Okay, balance is there. If that get balance is less than what? Less than amount requested, get amount. So less than the amount requested, then we'll directly throw new runtime exception, and what the value will return, it will return insufficient balance, right? Balance is less. And if the balance is there, it will be come up from the if statement. If the balance is there, then we will be updating the balance. So updating the balance from this account only. So account dot set balance, what will be the current balance will be the account, the previous balance minus the amount that is requested, amount request dot get amount. Okay, now after doing that we will be just update the records. So updated account. So how to update the records? So it's same as like save. We'll be just calling this save. Once it is saved, it is expecting account response, right? So how we are returning account response? It is from here. Control C, and it is not a new account, it is an updated account. Okay, now this is done. Withdraw functionality has also been done perfectly. And now next API is that deposit API. So it is also the put API, same thing, but here it is deposit is there, and it is also returning the account response. So just we will copy it, deposit, and for the deposit means anything it can be deposit, amount can be deposit, but we need to check the condition only that whether this account is present or not. If the account present, then deposit. If the account not present, then like you say like account is not present, account is not found. So it is same as like put mapping, but here it will not be a withdraw, it is returning response, same response expect, but as it is a deposit, so it will be creating one deposit class. So let's create a deposit class. So till then it will be same, you copied it. So it is finding the account. If it is not, account is not there, then return that account is not present. If the account is present, so will be the set balance, because we are depositing. So depositing means we'll just do plus operation, same logic is same, do plus. Now the account is deposit also written perfectly fine. So still now, if you are watching this video, I request you please subscribe to the channel and like the video, share this video with your friends, and let me know if you have any doubts in any topics, or you want me to make a separate video in a separate topics. You can mention those, I will make that video as well. So next, the last two is there. So put is there, transfer. So transfer means we want to transfer this amount from one account to two account, right? So from account is there, to account number is there, and the amount is there. So here again we are doing some customized request which will be having from account number, to account number, and the amount. So let's create one customized request class. So we can go to this request repo, not the repo, request package, and we can name it as an, what we will name it, we can name it as an transfer, because we are transferring money from one account to two account, right? TRANSFER, transfer request, REQUEST. So this is the standard way we should follow by writing the code. So it's not a new package, it's not a new package, just a minute. Request, it's a class, right? Request new Java class, TRANSFER, transfer request. So transfer request, what are the fields that it contains? It contains from account number, so it will be a private integer account number, from account number, and it will be a to account number as well. To account number is also an integer type. The amount is a private long amount. Okay, now let's add the getter setter for that as well. We just copy the getter setter and paste it. Now this from account number, to account number, amount is, everything is done. Let's quickly create the API for that. Copied it, paste it. Now this API name is the transfer, so we'll copy it and make it as an transfer, and instead of transfer, so what it is returning, if we see, it is returning some list is returning. So it is not just in one account, so it is in a response, because we are getting from one account and transferring to the other account, so both those account will be updated. So that's why it is returning as an doing as a transfer. And here the request is not the amount requested, the newly created transfer request, TRANSFER transfer request, and we will be calling this not deposit. We will be creating one new methods, and here it is returning the list, account response list. Let's create this transfer functions. So while transferring, we need to first verify whether both of this account number is present or not. That is one condition. If any of the account number is not present, then we will directly return that account is not found. If next condition is that if both of the account is present, and we need to check that from account number, we need to check this from account number amount is, this 100 amount is there or not present in this from account number, otherwise we will return the insufficient balance. So first we will check the condition of account is present or not. So it is the condition for account is present or not. We need to check the two conditions. So one is, you copy this, one is account from, because we need to check the two conditions, right? From one is like account from, and other is that account to. So these two conditions we should be checked. If any of these condition is failed, then we'll be returning that account is not found, to optional. So it is transfer request only instead of amount request, and it will be not account number. number, it will be like get from account number, and it will be get to account number, right? We'll be passing this from account number to account number, and we will check if any of this is not present. So for any of this we will be using OR conditions, and account from optional and account to optional. Okay, we have checked, like if any of the is not present, we will directly return like account is not found. Next we need to check whether the sufficient balance is there or not. We will just copy this code to check the sufficient balance case. So it is will be checking for balance case for from account, because in the to account it is not required whether the balance is there or not. We will just directly deposit. So account from, or we can mention it as like account from, yeah, that's fine. So from that account from we'll check the balance, and the transfer request is less. Transfer request is less than transfer request is more than that balance present, then it is the directly write insufficient balance. So if the transfer balance is like if it is there, so then we will be calling this particular code to deduct the balance. So it will be deducting from account. So from account set balance, from account get, and the transfer request get amount. So it is deducting Control Z. It is Control Z deducting, as well as it need to be add on the to account. So to add what is that things, we will be get this first get to account details. So account to get, because here we are getting this to account details, right? Next we will be setting this balance. So whatever the balance from the two accounts, it will be added the transfer account. Now we need to save this account one by one. So will you copy it, paste. So one is like from account will be saved, next is to account will be also saved, and it will be updated from account details, and it will be updated to account details, right? Now we need to return the list of response, right? So we can do what is that, return new array list, or you can do like add one after other. Okay, so but we'll be doing some arrays dot as list. So we'll be counting updated one, like account details, account response. So updated one other one also need to pass, like updated from account and updated to account. So Control Z, Control C. So this also like transfer API also being written perfectly. Now the last API is there to delete an account. So what is it is passed, so it type will be delete and named is delete, and it is accepting one like path variables, and instead it is returning something some particular statement. So let's create on delete API. So it is similarly look like get API. So I will copying this get, but it is not actually get API. Structure is its same. So it will be a delete mapping. So here it will be a delete comma 2. It will be a delete comma not the 2, it is a account number, and it is in delete. After deleting, it is not returning any like customized response it is passing on string, so here it will be not be an account response, it will be, we can pass it as an any response, and here we will be mentioning as a delete account number, and so after deleting it will not anything, just will be okay. So one thing is that we have like created mentions, so it will be not be created. So if we do like it status will be okay, right? So if we check for it should be okay for all the other cases, so it will be just an okay. I will come to that, and here also I will be changed to okay, it will be not created because no new record we are creating, we are updating this only the first case post mapping, we are creating a new record. So we need to check about this HTTP status code as well. So now it will be not a delete response, so we will be copy this account deleted successfully statement, copied it and paste it. Now let's create one delete account details on the delete account functions on the service class. So we'll check if this account repository has any method called delete or not. delete. If you see, there is one method called delete by id, so control space, so delete by id, it is accepting on integer and it is returning void, account number is fine. Now all the API are being returned successfully. Now it's time to test the API. So we'll be closing all the tab, we'll be keeping this controller, and we'll be going to this banking application. Make sure you have MySQL server up, and this created MySQL DB which I shown in earlier. Now let's run the application. Go to bank app and go to this run, click on run application. So we can see that application got started successfully on port 8080. So we'll be go APIs one by one, and we'll be like tested those API. So all this API corresponding input output, all the request response body I have already pasted on this GitHub repo on a readme file. You can check with that. I have already provided URI card and some screenshot also, it will be better for you. So let's test the API one by one. So first is add API. So we'll go to this first I will show the MySQL. So I will be use bank DB. So here we see this account is created, account table is created with account number, account holder name, balance. As of now nothing is there, so let's go to that add API first. So go to this Postman add API. So as while coding, so I already mentioned those are accepting to one body, so I will be mentioning is as in like Subhadeep, name of the account holder, so I will mention it's like 10,000. Let's click on send. Let's wait for the request to complete, then we will verify whether this account is being created or not by going to this MySQL Workbench. I will be showing that. Now we see this 201 status is created and this one record is added. So let's go to the MySQL Workbench and then now execute that query. Now we see that one details has been added. Now let's create another account. Next I will be creating one account holder name Mondol, and it's, for example, it's at 5,000 rupees for the 5,000 balance. So now we see like again another statement is account is created. Now we'll be again verify it, let execute it, then we see that two records is added. Next API is that get by account ID. Next we know like account 1 and 2 is there, so let's go to the Postman, go to that API, get API, and let's get like first details. So first detail is name is Subhadeep and balance is 10,000. Let's execute it. So you see like status is 200 okay, and the balance is 1000 and the one record is displayed. Now next API is, what is the next API? Get all the account details. So all the account details means here 1 and 2 should display, right? So let's click on send. See, 1 and 2 are being displayed. The next API is withdraw. So we want to withdraw money from account. So for example, like first account we have 10,000, right? So I want to withdraw 100 rupees. Let's go to the Postman. So to withdraw, we just need to mention the account number, and for example we want to withdraw 100. So after withdrawing 100, it should be like 9,900, right? So let's send it. Now we will get the updated record, right? 9,900. Let's check whether it is updated on MySQL or not. So we see 9,900 has been updated. So now withdraw API is working fine. Now go to deposit API. So for example, we want to deposit some amount on second tab, account number 2. So 5,000 is there. For example, I want to withdraw it's a deposit like 1,000, so it should be 4,000, right? So we'll go to this API. So deposit, not 4,000, it should be a 5,000 is there. If I do 1,000 deposit, then it should be at 6,000. So let's go to 2 let's deposit 1,000. Click on send. So you'll see that 2,000 like 6,000 is there. So deposit also working fine. Let's refresh it. Yeah, 6,000. Now next API is that transfer. We'll transfer from one account to 2 account. Let's go to the Postman. Go to this transfer. So I will mention from account as 1 and 2 account as 2, and I will transfer from 100 from first account to account number 2. Let's click on transfer. Now we see like both of this showing 6,100. So there is some issue on this transfer. So let's go to this MySQL, because it should be like transfer 1 to 2, so it should be 9,800 and it should be 6,100. It should be something like that. Okay, so there is a issue with the transfer. So I will go to this API. So API transfer is there. Go to this transfer. If you see, like after updating, we are updated this from, and again we are pasting it as an from account. So but it should be a 2 account, like it should be account 2. It should be account 2, and also here not an from account, it should be an account 2. So in that account 2 will be just a minute, I think screen got stuck. So in the from account we are deducting, that's fine, but the 2 account we should update, right? So its set balance will be 2 account transfer 2, and now will be saved it. Now it's fine. Let's return the application, because other thing is fine, but next we need to test this transfer and delete account. The 2 APIs left. Let's return the application again. Started successfully. We as I shown, like we have already have edited it. Now let's first go to this MySQL and check what are the details it have. So it is having these details. So let me add a few more details to verify it, because that may be confused now. So let's go to the post API. So let's name that account holder name Abhishek, and it have like 900 rupees. So create 900 rupees will be added. This is the new account, just to verify like the transfer is working fine or not. So here I have created one Abhishek, and then I will be creating another like Rohit. Let's create as an 400, right? Then we will update between these two. We'll transfer between these two records. We'll go there and we'll refresh this. and so we want to hit this verify this transfer, okay, a transfer API. So we will transfer from account it is 3 to 2 account it is 4, and we want to transfer 100. So from account Abhishek to 2 account means it should be updated to 800 and Rohit will be updated to 500. So let's hit it. Now like we already have corrected the code, so it should be correct. Yeah, like if you see the 800 and 500 is coming. So let's refresh it. Yeah, 800 and 500 is updated. So update is also working fine. Now the last API is to test is the delete API, right? It will be deleted one account. So let's delete this first account. So we'll go to this delete one. So send. Then after that we will be verify on the MySQL DB as well. So it is saying okay, account is deleted. Let's refresh it. We see that first account is gone, means account is deleted successfully. So as of now we have created all the APIs to create, update, delete, transfer, deposit, withdraw. So meanwhile if you face any issue, I will suggest you to like tell those issues on the comment section. I will look into this and I will provide the solutions as well. And please subscribe to the channel, and if you want me to make a video on any specific topic, please put that on the comment section. And thank you for watching the video.